Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, osia dem yopo.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia posed to the MPs in their action, someone should ask, can I trust the MPP?
Yeah.
Let's move it on to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I'm surprised my colleague here, Counsel, you know, you can't find any more honest person on earth than a lawyer. Lawyers are the most honest people you can find on earth. So I want my brother here to be very honest to Ghanaians. Counsel, under Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, we had a very weak economic management team leadership. That led to a weak economy. We had haircuts. The economy was described as junk or bola. Under him, we have a very high inflation rate, high exchange rate. When he promises that he has arrested the CD or the dollar and have given the key to the IGP, he organized lectures prior to being the vice president. After being the vice president, no more lectures. When he told us that when you are in doubt or propaganda, the exchange rate will expose you. When it was pointed out to him, he said it's warped logic. This is somebody who flip-flops on issues. One instance, he said there will be no e-levy. The next moment, there will be e-levy. Monies we made ourselves. You have to tax that money. After taking tax, you tax it again for me sending money to you. He said there will be no e-levy. Another minute, there was e-levy. This is the person who told us that the Polugu Dam has been completed and is functioning. And as we speak today, it is not done and functioning. Oh, you are talking about paperless, digital, and ghost name schemes, etc., being eradicated. Come on, give us a break. Let's use just national service. The ghost name scandal at national service for which people are in court today happened right under the leadership or under the nose of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And you are asking us today, you're going to say that he wasn't the Minister of Education, he wasn't the head of National Service Authority, he wasn't the president. But you are going to, all these things that the attributes you are attaching to him. Let's look at how it panned out, how we benefited from it. No. And when they drove Ghana into IMF, what Kennedy Japan said is that the people who drove us into IMF are today trying to lead us who will never win power. Even during the campaign, he said that if the MPP brings a different candidate, they have a chance. But with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, they don't have any chance. And you tell us here that he's telling the MPs that I will not make sure that anybody loses their position for not supporting me. It means it used to happen. They used to get people out for not supporting people in the party, including Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Well, not necessarily.
Oh, I have examples I can give you. I have been on platforms with other ex-MPs. And they said it clearly. That is why they are here. They were not because they didn't support. But good news is that he has said it. Let's hope that he will follow through. But you see, it doesn't lie in his mouth. There are others who will be doing the machinations and all the shenanigans down there. It doesn't lie in his mouth. They will do it. But you see today, what we have, that they are trying to take away from us. But Moro, in fact, I'm upset that you have interrupted me.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Because I am trying to tell you that beyond what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has given us, which we are now being told to go and take, we have a bold economic leadership, team leadership under Honorable Atuforsen, and they are delivering. Currently, if you Google right now Ghana's economy, it has moved from junk, the Bola state, to be positive and with positive outlook. And if you Google right now, you'll find out that investors have more confidence in Ghana's economy today than somebody who was an economic messiah. That the then president told us that he was bringing him in to come and help us with our economy. Today, you are telling us that the person they brought in who couldn't help us, we should give that person a chance again. Oh, we have low inflation today. The other thing is that we have a stable currency, very stable exchange rate we have today. You took us to the DDEP. You took us to a situation where we defaulted in paying. Not that yen tuyao. Yen to mean tuya. they are making efforts to make all those things great.
But you keep asking this.
Yes.
Was Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the president of this country?
Moro, you can't, as you know, you can't approbate and reprobate.
Okay.
When it's good for you, you can't say it's a bird. When it's bad for you, you say it's a vulture. You can't do that. Now, he just listed, as the Catholic would say, a litany of issues that Mahmoud Bawumia was good at. He just gave us all that he's the most forward-looking vice president we've ever had. You see, generally, when you go for vice of things, you act when the main man is not there.
Yes.
This particular one, the then president, who was a candidate, told us he brought this man in because of economic issues. Towards the end of Dr. Akufo-Addo's term, when Mahmoud Bawumia was campaigning, he would no longer talk about economy. He jumped onto digitalization. And we are now saying today, despite the digitalization, we had things like the National Service Boost scandal. Despite the digitalization. And despite the digitalization, we had issues where... This was the same person. Today, we were told yesterday that the SkyTrain prosecution has finished its case. Do you know he was the one who told us that there will be SkyTrain in the skies of Accra? So if you yourself... already I told you that he flip-flops. If you said that e-levy, there will be no e-levy, and there was e-levy, you advise government on this, and they never take it. Why are you there? What are you doing? If it was in law and normal employment, they will say you have been constructively dismissed, and council knows it. So if you have been constructively dismissed, and you still remain there, and today you are telling us, you remember that's one of his very infamous jokes, that if I do all today, what will I do tomorrow? So in effect, you are telling us that let me defer pains of Ghanaians because I want to solve them tomorrow. And today you are telling us that this is the person we should be able to give the government to tomorrow. I can't end without our famous book, Myself and Yourself, Chasing the Elephant into the Bush. You always conclude that part for me. I can't remember.
It is the politics of complacency.
The politics of complacency.
That's the full title.
Today, if they write Dr. Kennedy, if they write a new one, it shouldn't be the policy of complacency. The failed policies of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
No, it is the politics of
the politics. Yes, the failed politics of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Okay.
Then they'll write a sub to say all the economic figures never helped us.
Okay.
So today, that's what would have been written. Okay. So if they have finished the introspection, I wish that introspection would have given us what really the introspection is. Let us know.
Okay.
Then we can all help.
The women's organizer of the MPP, Kate Jemfua, and then the former Works and Housing Minister, Lawyer Tachia, has said it publicly that the reason why Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was not effective was because his suggestions and proposals and ideas were not taken on board. And so how then do you still turn around and blame Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for the state of the economy as it was bequeathed to the John Mahama administration? You still want to blame him for what happened to the economy?
If you are the head of the economic management team,
it's an advisory board. It's an advisory team.
Yes, it's an advisory board.
Yes.
You see,
the president can reject or accept their proposals.
If he's a man, let me borrow the words of Jerry Rollins. May God bless his soul. The words of him, the word integrity. If you are the man of integrity, you should be able to pull out. To say that I have.
Did you say pull out?
Yes, he should be able to pull out. Yes.
Pull out where?
Yes, when advice was not being taken, and he was just.
I wanted us to be on the same page.
Yes. And when he was just a passenger in the government. If he was just a passenger in the government.
Why, Ross? Were you complaining? Why do you have a problem with the word pull out? Ross, why do you have a problem with the word pull out? Anyway, so
anyway, continue.
Yes. So my production team.
Moro. I am the. My middle name is Mischief.
Okay.
Don't come there. Otherwise, I'll drag you to Mischief area.
Please, I don't want you to pull out, so please land.
Okay.
Yes, please land.
Okay.
Yes,
Be landing
please
by
land.
now.
Oh, no, he keeps interjecting.
Oh,
me.
so sorry about
yes.
that. Please land.
But he should have been able, when he was the passenger in the government,
Okay.
he should have been able to say, being a passenger, and my relevance is gone. Let me just leave this government for you. He should have done that. Is that we have bold economic leadership.
But speaking about the issue of people being sidelined or treated unfairly because they didn't support Bawumia, and Bawumia's admonition to persons who may be engaged in that kind of exercise to stop it, and that it will not be under his watch that somebody will be sidelined because they didn't support him. Don't you think that as a leader, that statement has set the right tone for persons who may be harboring such intentions? Don't you think that you need to perhaps give him some credit for calling out any person who may have such an intention? Wouldn't you want to give him some credit for that?
No, you see, let's be honest, Moro, you are not a small boy in this game. You are somebody. If you were in a different country, you would have been running your consultancy now for political activism. This is the party that told us that they are apostles of democracy. Apostles of democracy. They will use it all over, and they are even using it today. Today. They are even using it today. When things are very bad, they are still using it that we are the apostles of democracy. And if you are apostles of democracy, such a thing should not even get close to you, let alone for you to talk about it. So if that is the apostles of democracy, you see, one reason why they seem to be eroding their popularity in certain areas of this country is that they used to use just Jerry Rawlings as the one who was against democracy, who was against this. Now everybody is seeing who is really against democracy. So somebody who is apostle of democracy cannot in one breath come back to tell us that, oh, I'm assuring you this will not happen. It has happened before. And there's the potential for it to happen. And it's even brewing. Ejisu, the current MP, has just been complaining that they are doing everything to remove him. Currently, the Ejisu MP, he said it. And recently, their communication director came out and said, oh, some of the polling stations, it is just because we have only 6 or 17 people registering, so we cannot go ahead with the election. We want to bring others in. Moro, as I'm talking to you, there was an injunction on the MPP election at Akim Swedru.
Yeah.
I was the lawyer there.
Oh, really?
Yes, but they went in and had a polling station election. Indeed, we have cited them for contempt.
Despite the injunction?
Yes.
How?
And these are the apostles of democracy. I am telling you. These are the apostles of democracy. If there is any word closer to beyond apostles and God, maybe let's use it for them.
No, but Sophie, hold on a second. You people, you lawyers, you keep confusing that. And I'm happy Ross is also here. But you lawyers have told us time and again that a file of a stay of injunction itself does not act as an injunction.
No, the injunction was actually granted.
Oh, it was granted?
The order was granted and it was served on them.
Oh, okay.
The order was granted.
Really?
And it was served, yes. It was served on them. And the constituency chairman made an announcement that this is the order I have received. Let nobody go and carry out the election. Let's give ourselves time and resolve this issue. Yet they went ahead.
Wow.
These are the apostles of...
I don't know where my big brother is coming from. Is there any evidence? The name of the game is evidence. Do you have any evidence to prove what you are saying?
That the order was granted.
Yes. I mean, that they went ahead to grant the order
I've
was
just
granted.
told, Counsel, you are a lawyer. Again, as I said, let's be honest with your people. I am telling you that we have cited them for contempt. So evidence has been adduced and presented to court. Before you cite for contempt, you must know that there was an order. The order was meant to the person. The person has deliberately disobeyed the order.
Okay.
You must have all those things. So, Counsel, let's not say, I mean, again, I am happy you are my brother in this game. So let's leave it there.
When the flag bearers admonishing and his advice to them and so on, what more can you share with us?
Yes, Moro. Let me start by saying that we will all agree that Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has been the most visible, the most impactful, efficient, and result-oriented vice president under the Fourth Republic. And it is in that spirit that on 31st January 2026, the good people of NPP, the delegates of NPP, decided to vote Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia as the next flag bearer of the NPP going into the 2028 elections. And I must say that The second meeting of the second session of the 9th Parliament begins, I think, today. And it was important that the flag bearer, who is preparing himself as the president-in-waiting come January 7th, 2029, meets them and give them certain assurances. We all know the situation in Parliament as of today, that MPP have about, I think, 86 members of Parliament, and their work in the House of Parliament has been very recognized and very, tangible. So it was in that spirit that our flag bearer decided to go and wish them well and tell them that they were doing well, and that if MPP was to return to power in the year 2029, then the members of Parliament will play a very critical role in ensuring that this vision becomes a reality. So it is in that spirit and in that confidence of our returning to power in 2029 that our flag bearer decided to join the minority groups. And it is also very significant to recognize that sometimes you would want to believe that because the NDC government is performing so abysmal, so then the ordinary thinking or the natural narrative is that the MPP is forming the next government in 2029. But Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia wants to remind the minority MPs that it is not as easy as that, and that they need to work very hard, as they've been doing all this while, to ensure that the party returns to power. Because as you may be aware, and your listeners, I'm sure, are very much aware, that whilst we were in power between 2017 to 2024, we rolled out a lot of policies, most of which was spearheaded by the then Vice President, Dr. Bawumia. If you take the mobile money interoperability, it was a major platform that was set by the former Vice President to ensure that you and I sitting here can easily transfer money from our mobile money into our bank account, and also transfer money from our bank account into our mobile money wallets. And this is a very good initiative that we had not seen before he became the Vice President. You know about the healthcare innovations he brought on board, the Zipline drone project that has aided medical supplies to various, areas that are considered remote areas of the country that ordinarily certain medical supplies couldn't reach out to them. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, through his initiatives, has been able to do that. And you saw the reaction of the communications minister, Sam George, when one of those drones was launched in his presence. You saw the euphoria and the excitement he exhibited. That was the work of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. You know, the public sector efficiency that he rolled out, the paperless system at our ports, and the digitalized motor insurance database that he rolled out, the effort he put in to ensure that ghost names on our payroll system was done away with. It's a very good initiative that he needed to remind the minority MPs to go back to Parliament for the second session and preach the good news to the people of Ghana, and to hold the fort to ensure that we work hard. And in fact, if we are going to come back to power, Parliament is going to play a very crucial role in our coming back to power. Regardless of our numbers, I think the minority is doing very well, and it is holding this government to account. You recall this issue of sole sourcing contracts that was given out by the Ministry of Roads. It was the minority MPs that were able to, unearth some of these findings for Ghanaians to know what is actually happening. So, I mean, if you put all this together, it was good that the incoming president went to see these MPs to assure them of his support. And most importantly, Moro, he made a very critical statement that no MPP functionary, no MPP member should ride on his back to work against any certain MP, whether the MP supported him or not. And for us, this is a very bold statement the man has made, that whether you supported him or not, he is willing to work with you. He's willing to bring all MPs on board to ensure that we work together to achieve victory come 2028. And you realize that he's been visiting a lot of our party elders. He went to Dr. Reku Bobe recently. He's met with Mr. Boache Japon and quite a number of them who has paid courtesy visits on him, and he has also visited them. Kennedy Japon, Honorable Kennedy Japon, Honorable Kwabena Japon, and all the aspirants he contested with. He has met them, and he has shown good faith, and he has extended that olive branch to them to come on board so that we all work towards the victory 2028 that we all yearn for. And I'm sure when Parliament reconvenes today, our MPs are going to do just that, and they are going to take the admonition that has been given to them by His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, and they are going to work assiduously and tirelessly to ensure that the MPP returns to power come 2028.
Okay. Theophilus, what's the MPP is gearing up. They say they can smell power. You heard Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. He says that power is within their reach, and that the MPP must begin to position itself as a party in waiting to govern, etc. You heard all of that. What are your thoughts?
Moro, again, good morning to your viewers and listeners wherever they are. Indeed, the question
was that Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has been the most efficient vice president we've had in the Fourth Republic. And I'm hoping that your producers will make that correction.
Okay, that's fine.
When my senior here was speaking, he mentioned the National Service scandal as one of the failures of the MPP government.
Yeah.
Let me mention to him, and we keep making this point to them, the fact that you have arraigned people before the court does not necessarily suggest that the people before the court are guilty of the crimes they have been alleged to have committed. Article 19 is very clear that every Ghanaian, once you are accused of a crime, you are presumed to be innocent until proven guilty or until you yourself have pleaded guilty. That is the position of the law. So I find it worrying. And this is the same angle that Attorney General kept going, and the humiliation that has been facing them in the past, I think is going to be even more monumental. The fact that you have listed past MPP functionaries before the court does not necessarily suggest that they are guilty of the crimes that you are alleging. So that must be made clear. I also want to make the point that I disagree, even if Hajia Samira makes the point that Dr. Bawumia failed because he did not get the support of former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I would disagree with her. So I disagree with the statement that is attributed to Kejemfua, if indeed she made that statement.
She said it on PSF.
Dr. Bawumia, I have not heard her say that, and I've not seen a video of that.
Okay.
So I cannot confirm saying.
No problem.
But the point I am making is that Dr. Bawumia never failed. He never failed as the vice president of this country between 2017 to 2024. In fact, history will be there to guide us. John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, when he was the president and the vice president of this country, let's compare his records as a vice president to the records of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia as vice president. And you know that the difference is very clear. The man has been a standout when it comes to the committee of vice presidents of this country. The current vice president, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, when she leaves office, we will compare her track record, which I believe there is none. Because currently, if you ask me to mention any project or any policy being spearheaded by the current vice president, I will not be able to mention. But Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, on top of my head, I can mention them just like that. That tells you one thing. That tells you that the man was very impactful and visible and efficient as a vice president of this country. And that is what we should all, the point that we should be making. And when he met the members of parliament, he knew his record. He knew why the MPP delegates voted for him on 31st January. And he was admonishing the MPs to go. It is not for any reason they call them the mighty minority. And this is not the first time. Theophilus, let me take you down memory lane. Okay. This is not the first time MPP has had to contend with this number of members of parliament. In fact, from 1996 to 2000, when J.H. Spencer was the minority leader, compare the number.
What was the number? Let's
And
help them.
MPP had less than 36 members of parliament. If it was not 36, out of is it 100 and 230 or 100 and...
No.
It should be. You should do the math. You should do the math.
That's why I'm asking
And
you.
this is
In the
not the
last
first
parliament,
time.
it was 137, 138. You mean in the previous parliament?
137, 138.
138, yes.
That is still quite significant.
That's so
A gap.
slight.
No,
But-
Oh, you mean I'm talking about the previous?
No, I'm
just
talking
one.
about. I'm talking about between 1996
Okay,
to
okay.
2000.
I don't have the exact
let's,
figures.
Let's do that
But
comparison.
there was a big
and
gap.
you realize that it was a very huge gap.
Yeah, of course.
But the minority then in parliament, led by J.H. Mensah, held the fort in parliament. So MPP has never been afraid of numbers in the House of Parliament. And if you check, if you are a student of parliamentary proceedings and you are very interested in parliamentary proceedings and you follow what happens on the floor of parliament, you will realize that this current minority are doing very, very well. In fact, for me, they did very well in the past session and were able to bring a lot of things to the fore, things that Ghanaians didn't know. Through the press conferences and the arguments that were made on the floor of parliament. And you come and sit here, my big brother, and try to run down the fact that MPP produce a junk economy. Look at what is happening in this country now. You promised us that when you come, jobs will be created for the teeny youth of this country. I just heard when I was coming, was on Joy News, that a landlord has shot a tenant for 30 Ghana cedis utility bills. You've heard of it?
No, it's been captured.
What do you think will warrant such an action?
It's here.
That's very horrible. It tells you what is happening.
It's in Delegate.
Thank you very much.
Here, yeah.
You saw what happened at Elwak when the security agencies were doing the recruitment. The injuries that were recorded, I don't know if people died in that situation. That tells you one thing, that all is not well in this country. People are really suffering under the government of John Dramani Mahama. Okay. So you cannot come and sit here and make it look as if all is well with us.
Okay, so I have so my production team has done some digging. They've researched into the statement you made because you wanted the figures.
Yes.
The 1996 to 2000 parliamentary seats that the NPP had as against the NDC. So it is 133 seats, while the New Patriotic Party had 61 seats. So 133 as against 61 seats. So yes,
when you do the math, what's the
gap is
difference?
big.
I mean, let me.
So this is actually.
So that's some 72.
Yeah, 72%. Yes.
But will you tell me when they mention parliamentary proceedings under the Fourth Republic, you can never.
No, it was a very impactful group. Yes,
leave the leadership of J.H. Mensah out. And remember, that was the time all the constitutional cases, you know about it, J.H. Mensah versus Attorney General, NPP versus Attorney. That was the time all these cases developed. Okay. And you cannot go through law school without reading some of these cases.
Right.
You understand? So MPP, Theophilus, you and your people do not underestimate the MPP, especially when the MPP is down. Now, the goodwill you enjoy from Ghanaians, you should know it's fast waning. The goodwill you had is no more there. Because when I'm driving home at night and I see my area and the whole place is dark, I ask myself, which government did I vote for? Is this the government we all thought was going to bring us prosperity? And Nana Addo Akufo-Addo for 8 years, he kept the light on. How he managed to do that, we don't know. Under the presidency of John Dramani Mahama, all you need to get the light off is just changing weather or a python running around some substation.
For us, it is not true that the lights were kept on for 8 years. We had some turbulent times.
Yes, but you cannot compare Moro. You cannot compare the magnitude of the hitches we had.
So that's a separate argument. That's a separate argument.
To this current,
if the argument is to compare
exactly
the magnitude,
exactly.
That's different.
And you know, Moro, it is worrying to even think and believe that under John Dramani Mahama 1, Dumso was a major problem. In fact, Dumso was the reason why they were sent to opposition. If you don't know, I'm reminding you. And the same thing is coming. You have the managing director of Electricity Company of Ghana telling you that this problem can be solved within 3 years. For political expediency, you have a minister of energy coming to tell you that the problem has been solved. Moro, this week, have you had light throughout in your home? Be very honest.
Well, I don't want to use my experience to to
No,
be
no.
a
I mean, we are all
reflection
Ghanaians at the end
in
of
my
the day.
case, I've had light. I don't know what
Throughout.
I've had light.
Throughout.
Yes,
That cannot be
yes,
possible.
yes.
It rained
Oh,
yesterday,
how?
and you had
Oh,
light.
I had light. Yes, I did.
Wow.
I'm serious.
I'm surprised.
I'm very honest.
I'm
I had
surprised.
light.
But what I'm saying is that.
But that is not to say every Ghanaian had light.
I mean, this is synonymous with the NDC government. At least the last administration of the NDC government. We know that Dumso was a household name. Companies were closed down, factories shut because of Dumso. And the same thing is happening now. The same thing is happening now, and it is even becoming worse. And in fact, the prediction is that in the coming months, Dumso is going to worsen. And do you know what this will do to the industry? Do you know what this is going to do to the economy? Businesses are going to shut down. The operational cost of businesses is going to rise. And at the end of the day, the Ghanaian is going to be rendered poorer than they were. In any case, now that they even tell themselves, when Theophilus was speaking, he made mention of the fact that under the NDC, they've managed to transition from a junk economy to a better economy. Moro, when you under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in 2024, when you were traveling from Accra to Kumasi, how much was your transportation?
Right.
How much is the transportation today? When you mention electricity, how much were you paying under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in 2024? How much are you paying today? Electricity has seen some 28% increment. Water has seen about 15% within 1 year. And you are telling me that you are delivering economic prosperity to the ordinary Ghanaian?
Okay.
It is dangerous. I mean, if we don't look at these situations very well, and we have communicators from the NDC side always coming on TV, on national television, to project to Ghanaians as though everything is well with us. And in fact, when you go to the Ghanaian homes, the various homes in this country, people are really suffering. People are suffering. People can barely afford 3 square meals under John Dramani Mahama.
Okay.
So I find it difficult to accept. When I'm a very good brother, and I must tell you, Theophilus is a very good brother because I find that he's one of one of the best communicators NDC have currently, and he's very polite and decorous in his delivery. But I find it difficult when he goes on tangents like this.
Okay. All right.
A quick one before we go.
This should be
yes, that's my last one.
So that we can move on
just to discuss the LWAC thing. You see, what we saw at LWAC is a product of 8 years of neglect and deceit that they have done, given this job. You know, there was something NACOB or something under one of the flagships of Mahmoud Bawumia.
It's called the
Nation Builders Corps.
Yes, Nation Builders Corps. Yes,
or
yes,
Nation
yes.
Corps of Builders or something.
NAPCO. Nation Builders Corps.
Builders
Yes,
Corps.
so NAPCO, yes.
Yes, that was supposed to give us a lot of jobs, and there will be nobody with jobless now. We had one district, one factory that was supposed to engineer and change the economy from a Gagisberg economy. Finally, we ended at a Zimbabwe Mugabe type of economy. Then we.
Oh, he's eating into my time.
Oh no!
I had not landed.
Oh, I thought you had landed.
He said you have landed.
I have not landed. I have just some few points to make, but he's eating into my.
He's
my brother. I will allow him.
He said you have landed. So
I honestly thought you had landed.
yes,
You are
everybody
my
thought.
brother. You are my senior brother.
Oh,
I will indulge you. I will indulge you, but I only come back
Everybody
and
thought.
wrap up.
Ross, please try and wrap up.
Yes, everybody thought you have landed. Yes.
Okay, so let me make some 5 predictions. Predictions that the MPP believe we are going to see before the end of 2027.
Okay.
1, we believe that utility tariffs will become unbearable for Ghanaians. It is going to increase astronomically by the end of 2027. So Ghanaians should brace themselves for high utility tariffs.
This is doom prophecy.
It's not doom. It is the reality. It is the reality. Second, cocoa producer prices will fall further. So our mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters in the cocoa industry, the 2,500 you are receiving is going to be reduced further. By the main crop season, I think, is in September, right?
Yes.
And I can assure you that they may not be getting this 2,500 they are currently getting, because this government cannot sustain the shocks that they are getting. Third, the big push program will not be able to fund it. They don't have money for the big push project. It is just for the optics, and it is an avenue for people to chop, an avenue to create, loot, and share. And you can attest to the fact that even in the award of the contract, you see the number of sole sources. A company that has only 2 staff, 3 staff, 1 staff is giving about 3.4 million Ghana cedi, 300 million Ghana cedi contract. The 4th one, which has already collapsed before us, is the 24-hour economy. The policy will not see the light of day. It has collapsed, and Ghanaians should forget the 133 agenda that they are pushing. And the last one I will tell you is that the government simply cannot provide jobs for the youth. The government cannot simply provide jobs for the youth. That is how come you saw that NDC, I don't know his name, one of the NDC appointees mentioned, was very, very furious when it came to providing jobs for the youth. It was all over social media. I don't know if Moro, you can help me with the name.
Right.
They want to tell us today that it is not the duty of government to provide jobs, and that we should have entrepreneurial skills imbued in us. Did they say this on the campaign platform in 2024? The answer is no. But today, they have formed government, so they have forgotten what they told Ghanaians. But inshallah, come 2028, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia will form a government, and that government is going to ensure that hope is given to the youth of this country. My senior.
All right. Theophilus.
It's good. You see, we have moved from the economy or the campaign situation where they say till today, where everybody is so enlightened. My own mother, 83-year-old Mata Jimega in wherever you are, called me the other day and say, so lawyer, you people can allow the likes of Opon Nkrumah to just be talking anyhow. By the way, today, my senior Opon Nkrumah will be moving his perhaps his first motion for bail.
Yes.
Yes, in court.
We'll look at that. We'll look at that.
We wish him all the best. Today, Ghanaians are so...
His first motion in court.
Ghanaians are so eye-open.
Very, very
Ghanaians are also eye-open. They are seeing everything. Okay? I was saying that what we saw at Elwak is a product of 8 years of deceit, NAPCO, etc. that was yielding no result. Now, recently, I bought Kenke. I'm glad to say that the ball has increased. The size has gone, the price has gone down. A 5 kg rice, the price has gone down. You see, my advice to all MPP people, all including my brother here, the days when you went to UK and told the Queen or the King that Ghana is not ripe for independence, when you finish eating and you can write to IMF to say that we are reporting your own country to them, when you can go organize whatever it is and your song will be Dum Swabo, please go on your knees. Pray for the development and success of Ghana. Because when Ghana goes bad, it will not single you out as MPP person. You will get the better one. NDC person, you will get the worst one. And with all these things, they have itemized. Doomsaw, tariffs will be unbearable. Hey, you mentioned cocoa price. Let me remind him. Recently, they arrested some MPP guys in Bono who were bringing cocoa from Cote d'Ivoire to Ghana because the price in Cote d'Ivoire was less than the price in Ghana. These are the sort of people we have. I listened to Dr. Tony Edu those days. He said that there were times when Ghana was producing matches and people of this descent were able to buy the match that was produced in Ghana, pour water on it before distribute, so that when you buy, the made in Ghana match will not light. Today you are listening all this big push. Government cannot provide jobs for the youth. Hey, brother, pray for Ghana. I beg you. Speak good things into the development of Ghana.
Reality.
Now, I want to advise you. Look, you mentioned J.H. Mensah. Let me help you with some. Osei Mensah Bonsu, Papa Usu Ankoma, Felice Usu Ejepon. They were the men who were your leaders in parliament. Are you sure we can compare them to the current leader we have? Is that what we are telling us? And the NDC, we have some very fine gentlemen. You know that the current speaker was our first leader when we went in opposition. So, in terms of, he was a tower himself. Haruna Idrisu, Dua Jaho, Atufo Sin, they were nice guys. Can you compare any of them, their utterances, their leadership to what we have today as the leader of the MPP? Bros, let us bring good things to Ghanaians. Ghanaians are watching. But I can assure you, under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the things you mentioned here, Doomsor will not be back. Tariffs will be unbearable. Moro, just last month, we saw from PURC that they have reduced some tariffs. Bro, are you not in Ghana? It happened in Ghana. You were saying that Big Push won't be funded. Already you are the very person accusing us that we have sole source Big Push and have paid money to people. Today you are now here saying that it can't be funded. Then what did we give to the people? Is it not funding? Honorable Asenso Boachi, the former Works Roads Minister, go and check how much he has allocated to a project in his home constituency, whether it was sole source or it was a multi-source. You see, NDC government as it is now appears a bit boring because you can't find scandals around them. So they are jumping on all these things to try and stretch it and get scandals around them. But I can assure you, under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the dooms you have given us, the prophecies of bad things to befall Ghana, they won't happen. Okay. The guys are working really hard. Can't you see, haven't you been seeing Honorable Governor Abuja when he's going around? When there was an issue at Akosobo, didn't you see how the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Jinapor, was there and helping? That will not happen. My guys, everybody is working really hard. So all these dooms you have given us, please, they won't happen.
Okay. Still with a daily guide, we're told by Jibril Abdul Razak that a High Court will today determine an application from for bail filed on behalf of Bono Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Kwame Bafo, popularly known as Abronya DC, who has been remanded into custody of the Bureau of National Intelligence after allegations of publication of false news and offensive conduct. The court was set to hear the application yesterday when Grace Delali Tali, an assistant state attorney, told the judge that she had been instructed by the Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Justice Shrem to request for a short adjournment to enable the office of the Attorney General to approximately respond to the motion. Former Attorney General Godfrey Yabo Adame, who led Abronya's DC legal team, said the request for adjournment is completely out of order because the record will show that the Republic, which is in custody of the accused, was served with the application on May 14, 2026, 6 days clear before yesterday's proceedings. Now, it is not in dispute that the rights and liberties of the accused person are in issue and are deposed to in the affidavit. Even his health is endangered. Ms. Talley, in response, considered that the motion was ripe for hearing, but indicated that the nature of the case is such that the Republic has to consult the investigators to familiarize itself with the case and appropriately respond. Now, Mr. Dami disagreed, pointing out that this is not a trial for which consultation with investigators would be necessary. This is a simple application for bail. The factors are clearly set out in the Constitution and Act 30, adding that the human rights of the accused person ought to be at the center of issues. Justice Halima Abdul El Lawal Abdul Basit in the ruling said, in balancing justice and the rights of the accused person, she is obliged to She's obliged to grant the state's request. She therefore gave them up to close of yesterday to file the necessary responses. On May 13, 2026, DC was remanded into custody of the Bureau of National Investigations for some alleged offensive conduct and the publication of false news. Court documents allege that Abronya DC in 2026, April, without lawful authority, uttered certain abusive words indicating that a judge sitting at the Dental Circuit Court is not a judge, but rather a politician who has covered your hair with a sack and claim you are a judge. So, Ross, when I say you, the legal team and the minority who were in court yesterday said were disappointed that the matter was not heard. What's your own appreciation of what happened exactly in court and why you're disappointed that the matter was not heard until today?
Moro, I don't know.
And of course, a general claim of attack on free speech.
Moro, I don't know your background.
Yeah.
But my brother here is a legally trained person.
Right.
He's a legal brain.
Right.
The constitution we have today did not just come. It came from somewhere. It is not for any reason why we have chapter 5 of the constitution
What does it say?
From Fundamental Human Rights and Freedoms.
Okay.
From Article 12 to Article 33. Moro is the longest chapter in the Constitution. Let me give you some background history. In the days of Ray Akoto, under President Nkrumah, the 1960 Constitution had no express, the key word is express, provisions of human rights in that Constitution.
Okay.
We had no express provision of human rights in that Constitution. What the president deemed to be fundamental human rights was what was considered as the Bill of Rights.
So it was at the discretion
of
the president.
That's how come you had all these Bafos, Akoto, and all those people going to jail without any legal justification. Then we moved on to 1960. Then we started having 1969. We started having a semblance of human rights provisions in our Constitution. So you can say that it was under the 1969 Constitution that Ghana saw a bit of human rights provisions in its Constitution.
So it improved.
It improved. And even 1979, it became better.
Right.
So under the 1979 Constitution, you could see express human rights provisions copiously stated under the Constitution of 1979. On 31st December 1981, when the PNDC, which has now metamorphosed to NDC, decided to do what they did, when we Ghanaians had gone, maybe a lot of the Gen Zs don't know this, when we had decided to elect a democratic government, and we had gone to sleep, and look at the date, 31st December 1980.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Ah nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.